Hello, hello. Welcome to today's messages. May they be wonderfully poetic and even relevant for you in some way or another. Okay? In all the ways, hopefully. These messages are timeless. So whenever you're drawn to the messages for whatever reading, for whatever reason, the title or the number, these are ways, and your intuition, of course, are the ways that you can tap in and decide and choose which messages may be for you, because energy knows no time, right? And when you line up with the energies of the messages come to you. Okay? Or you are like, hey, I need to see what's going on in this one. And then you're here, and then you hear something, even if it's just one little thing that you're like, aha, that's the thing that I needed. Right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. This is how we can co-create together. Okay, so let's ask the Arcturians to set the scene for us, set the stage. I reconnected with my Arcturian book, and the Arcturus is actually the star system, and Tormrance is the planet. So there's that. Okay, this one. What's this one? It is Blueprint. We all have our blueprint, our own program that we took with us to this life on Earth to become fully balanced. We will have to return to our most basic program so we can follow the right path, starting from scratch. The energy of blueprint helps you clean your programs and delete anything that no longer suits you and serves no purpose anymore. It's kind of like clearing the table, right? To see what you have. It's one thing to like look over, and be like, oh yeah, I have all these things, but to interact with each piece, gives you an opportunity to dust it off, to feel it out, see if it's relevant anymore in your life. And, you might find something that may have fallen in behind that you can't see, right? So yeah, there's a message. But the blueprint is, where is it? Balancing and returning to the beginning again. Yeah. And, in the computer programming world, it's like a returning to factory settings, right? Deleting all the cookies and the histories and the things and the things. Okay. Not a computer programmer in the least. I get by. Okay. I get by with a little help from my friends. Ooh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. When you need anybody, I want somebody to love. When you need anybody. I don't remember all the words to that song, but there you go. So I do feel like, part of this resetting to factory settings, or it's kind of like starting from a new slate, right? A blank canvas. But this is a canvas that you already have, that you've repainted over, right? And now it's that old, whatever was on there before, it's no longer visible. You've wiped it clean, so to speak. And now it's like, what are you going to paint this time, right? And you're not starting from scratch. Maybe when you first started with that painting, that particular canvas, you had to build the canvas from the start, right? And depending on your personal journey, depends on how much, if you had to harvest the wood, cure it, plane it, cut it, if you had to weave the canvas, like, or if you were able to pick up other people's. And I think sometimes we're given our canvases from the past. Like, this painting has been in the family for 50,000 years. You have to keep it and own it. And one day you're just like, you know what? It's holding generations of trauma, and I don't know, right? Like, we are visually influenced. So you choosing to be like, you know what? I'll keep the painting, but I'm going to decide what it looks like, right? And so you're like pulling out the white burr paint, and you're just like painting over it. And you found a loophole. You didn't ever get rid of the heirloom painting. You just made it suit you, made it fit in your environment, made it be what you wanted to look and see every time you looked at it. Like maybe in the past it was like some horrific scene and people just, families just keep passing it on generation after generation. And every day you're waking up and looking at this thing and you're like, every single day. And so it takes a lot to claim, own, and wipe and rewrite these things, especially when they're passed down to us. Okay, let's get a rune here to come out and support this blueprinting situation. This starting from scratch, but with wisdom, with tools, with perspective, with an inner knowing and trust that we may not have had before. Okay. Ooh, wow. These feel super powerful. Okay. We've got Iwas. Look at that horsepower, white purity. We've got Algiz. Oh, super protection. I'm kidding. And Nades. This was yesterday's, the honey badger. This is about resilience. So look at the strength there. This is, I feel like whatever these read as, they're what you're bringing to your new slate, right? People fear starting from scratch because they're likening it to when they first started from scratch, and you have evolved so much since then. You're bringing more to the table. Things will be different this time. Okay, let's start with Iwas. The horse is a trusted helper and a stalwart companion on the longest journeys. Working with humanity in a role of companionship and trust for millennia, the horse knows the power of a team and cooperation. Iwas, while a swift energy, uses no force. Its way is persuasion, suggestion, and invitations of friendship. The power of this rune lies in union and partnership. Iwas points to symbolic relationships, to the joining of individual and harmonious beings. It encourages you to find flexibility and be adaptable to change. This is the time to go with your heart or intuition, not your head. Teamwork, trust, harmony, marriage, and loyalty. Okay. And then we have the stag. The king stands proud and tall with mighty antlers. He bestows his protection on all in his kingdom. Leading by example, the stag teaches the young how to show courage in the face of danger. Algiz energy brings a powerful connection to divine consciousness. This rune is an aid to speak and commune with spirit and the higher powers. In a reading, it references a connection with the gods and an awakening. You have been granted divine protection. It is also a teaching force, and you are encouraged to be in a state of listening. Protection, defense, courage, independence, and higher self. Beautiful. And not is the honey badger. Is there any creature tougher or more tenacious, robust, and resilient than the honey badger? No, because no matter what life throws at her, she uses it to learn, grow, and become even stronger. Whether she's battling a deadly snake or finding a way for her family to survive an arid environment, she casts aside frivolous wants and focuses on essential needs. The saying, necessity is the mother of invention, perfectly describes the energy of Nadiz. It is the unimaginable pressure that creates diamonds. Nadiz tells you something you probably already know. Life can be hard, yet it is often through your suffering and your labor that you truly learn the powerful stuff you were made of. In a reading, this is a message that you are made of bold and powerful magic. Have faith and persevere. Need resistant effort, delays, creative friction. When I think of creative friction, I think of like the match igniting, right? It needs that friction to create the spark. So I'm kind of getting alchemy, like your ability to turn those ups or those downs into ups kind of thing. And this protection. And what was the song that channeled in? Something about I get by with a little help from my friends. So there was like something about community, others, right? Bringing others in, allowing others in. Okay. Let us see where we get to today. So beautiful. I really feel like, engaging in community, being out there, maybe looking up at people when you're out in public, which is, maybe challenging for some people. I tend to just kind of get tunnel vision when I'm out. And then later on, I'm like, oh, did I see somebody that was interesting or attractive? Or should I maybe have been like, hey, it's like always an after processing thought. But your people are out there, and I feel like circumstances, events, situations, you'll find them. They'll find you, you'll find them. This is why it's important to mix up what you do regularly. right? Especially if you regularly aren't running into people. And this is what doing new things allows, right? This is going on an adventure. It's like adding new data to the whole to inspire new processing and integration and expansion. Okay. One more shuffly shuffle here. Okay. Let's take these ones and see. Okay. So this is your active. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's settle down here on the flipperonis. Okay. This is about your active participation in balancing your life, yourself. This is getting to the tippy top, the highest point you can reach, and then actively engaging in the process of uniting the moon and the sun, right? Your feminine and masculine energies, your balancing of your life. Okay. And this King of Wands represents the steadfast dedication, the knowing exactly what they want, and look at their balance, right? They've got the masculine and feminine lions. They've got the light and the shadow, the angel and the devil on either side. They've got the third eye open and the soul star connection to this portal, right? And this is about when you're balancing, you're actually tuning to the dimension, um, the timeline where of your greatest and best version of self, right? And highest timeline. And so that's why I think these portals play a role in when you're balancing and stuff like that, because you're tuning yourself and kind of portaling yourself to a new version. Okay, and this crossroads, this is also balance and choosing a direction, and your intuition here. And we've also got boundaries. So I think I want to go like this, because with these new people, with these bringing in others, there's still a need for boundaries. There's still a need to connect, to center, to feel, right? Move towards those who feel like sunshine, and, avoid and no thank you, those that make you go, "Ugh," right? Or whatever reaction that's opposite for you. And this is that exactly, like, some paths are sunshiny and others are broken, right? And your resilience, your ability to roll with all of the things, um, has offered you the experience to recognize as well. And this protection is like, you don't need to move forwards in suspicious mode, right? You can move freely, knowing that you are protected where it counts. Okay, and this is also like divinely protected, but also um, energetically, like you, because of your tuning, those on lower bandwidths, frequencies can't access you, can't touch you. Okay, can't touch this. No, 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 no. Okay. So ships coming in. Okay, here we go. So yes, the ships are on their way to you. Okay, and you don't need to sit and watch them. Okay, I'm getting that the watched pot never boils. It does, but it seems to take a hell of a lot longer than if you go preoccupy yourself with something else and then come back and you're like, oh, water's boiling, boom, ready to go, right? Okay, here we go. This is the thing. Know when to hold them and know when to freaking go for it. And this may be where you're at right now, is that like fine tuning the what to go for and what to, pass on, right? But this is, just like going back in and trusting your intuition, going with your what feels right in your gut, in your heart, right? Don't think yourself into people, places, and things. Well, I should, and if you get invited to an event that's going to be really crowded or whatever, and when you think about it, you're like, I should go because there's people, and I should go out where the people are. But when you feel it inside you, you're like, I can't. I don't really want to. Trust that. Trust that. Okay. Don't force yourself to do the things. Okay, so this is steady dedication here on your choosing. We've even got the um, that Two of Swords vibe, that pick a path, right? And it's also giving me this like devil and the angel on either side, but this is the sword, the one that's true to you, the sword of truth that runs through you. Okay, so just a confirmation of trusting your inner knowing, trusting those things inside your body. And you don't have to choose right away, right? Ground center, get in touch with nature, still your mind, quiet, calm, ask the question, is this for me? Should I go this way? Whatever, right? And then just wait for the answers to reveal themselves, okay? Because um, there is some major cuppage coming your way, okay? This is very much like community, right? We've got all these individuals here, and they're all bringing their cups together, and it's creating this beautiful symphony of joy and abundance and overflow, right? And these could represent like individual aspects of like joy, hope, love, peace, prosperity, compassion, harmony, and you know what I'm saying. Um, and but these are also like I'm thinking about like a potluck, where everybody's kind of bringing in something, and when you put it all together, it creates this beautiful meal for everybody to enjoy, right? Like, um, yeah, there is expansion in the unknown. And when you are controlling and bringing everything on your own, there's only so much room for expansion, right? As soon as others input, now there's a whole other level of expansion available. Okay, let's see. Gorgeous. Okay, so yeah, this is love, joy, abundance, life giving, balance, energy here. This is kind of what you're also protecting, right? Because there's going to be people who just want to feel the warmth coming off of you and don't necessarily want to bring anything to the potluck, right? And your queen of discernment, she's the one that's trusting her intuition. She's the one that knows, feels, right? What's right within. Wow. Okay. This is all the physical abundance. Okay. Just like this is all the emotional, like your happiness, your joy, your like all those kinds of things. This is like your long-term physical realm manifestation abundance. It's also like the fruit of a tree. It keeps on year after year, right? Keeps on producing, keeps on giving. So it's very much rooted in like lifetime abundance in the 3D realm. And this is a messenger. This is the messenger night. This is the night bringing offers, bringing opportunities, bringing messages of love and peace and prosperity and joy. And it's coming to you. And there's like this taking a leap of faith, um, right? Like if this is an opportunity that's heading your way, um, whoever is, like if it's a job opportunity or whatever, um, they may be taking a leap of faith on you. Like they heard about you and they're going to try it. They're just going to see, right? They're going to make the call or send the email or feel it out, right? Um, and it's also you taking the offer and going with it, right? If it's something, say it's an offer that you or opportunity that you would normally not do, right? When you check in, when you check all the things, and it's actually, ooh, I'm feeling a little bit of excitement in there. Well, then take that leap of faith, knowing that you're protected and you'll be okay, right? Okay. Oh, we've got the magician, and so this is your alchemizing, your ability to alchemize. Okay, and this one here is your like self-reflection, looking at yourself. This is what you do. You go, you get the offer, and you go and you take it. These are all your offers, right? You go, you sit in a quiet place by yourself, and you meditate with them. You look at them, and you're like, how do I feel about this, right? And this makes you a magician. This all makes you a magician. Your ability to get really good at listening to those internal nudges, pulls, prompts, pushes, excitement, joy, all of the things. Reading your internal, reading your heart and your gut. And I'm telling you, this mastery. I'm also getting like this protection too. Is there's a little bit of anything that comes your way that may be um, not desirable, your ability to turn it into something that works for you, right? It's like somebody throws tomatoes at you and you've got a tomato powered vehicle. So you're just like, oh, thank you. And just like stuffing it into your flux capacitor or whatever and charging it up and carrying on, right? More so than you would have even, right? This is the beauty of alchemy and being an alchemist, um, right? Turning browns upside down. And there you are, the Queen of Pentacles, the queen in the material realm. This is ability to hold your own, the connection to your intuition with the giant moon in the back, right? This overflowing abundance, like she's sitting amongst the fruits of her labor, right? She's got all of the roses and the wheat, and that also suggests this like crop, this harvesting and reward type abundance. Okay. And I feel like she's here because this is also like a safe space sanctuary that she's created for herself. She's definitely got a high boundary game here, right? Not everybody, she's in there by herself, right? She knows when to hold them and when to go. And I feel like there's a balance between her and this King of Wands as well. Because King of Wands is the action king, right? And so he needs, for his balance, communication, he needs his queen of stability, sturdy, intuit. Um, it's also like going to your sanctuary in order to decide what you're going to go for, right? Okay, we got a bunch of that flipped up. We've got Ace of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and 10 of Wands. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is becoming a version of self able to receive your wishes, your manifestations coming true, and you reaching out and grabbing them, okay? Which I feel like this is what you were manifesting here. All of this abundance and gorgeousness. I kind of want to put it here because this is your tapping in balanced to figure out what to take and what to let. Like just because stars are falling out of the sky doesn't mean you need to pick up every one of them, right? You just want the ones that you want. And this faith in the unseen, um, maybe that's here, right? Because there's this unknown offer message energy that's coming towards you. That requires a certain level of blind faith. And the sorting out all of your thoughts. I feel like this is here with a little bit of a connection to this resilience, right? This determination and steadfast dedication to making the right choices, going with the right ideas, um, cutting away the ones that aren't, right? Like all these ones that are falling down here versus the ones that are sticking up, pruning your mind garden. Yeah, you can have two great ideas. One goes one way, one goes the other way. You have to pick one. You can't split yourself into two and go in both directions at the same time. But you can go one way and start heading that way and decide, you know what, actually, this isn't the way I want to go, and turn around and go the other way. But I think you're getting way better at discerning. Yeah, this is your momentum with yourself, with your emotional stability, right? This is your maintaining a steady momentum of being grounded, of checking in, of I get like calm nervous system here, right? And your ability to, this is you alchemizing, right? Cutting away anything that doesn't feel good and remaining dedicated to that and turning the things that don't feel good into things that feel good as soon as possible to maintain this momentum. Okay, that's not, we need that magician in here. Okay. Okay. What else we got for us here? What other messages want to come out here? Who's this? There it is. The friction. Creative friction creates a spark. So this is the things that you run with, right? This is the things that the sparks of inspiration that are going to light and ignite. Okay, so if this is an opportunity or an offer that comes your way um, that has yet to reveal itself, um, that you go on, it's going to be successful. I feel it might even be a wish come true, and which leads to this abundance and joy and beautifulness that can be yours. Oh yes, it can be yours. Oh, and it wants to come in quickly and passionately. Wow. Okay. These are the two fast moving energy cards, and they came out together. So like super quick. And this is there's the wish coming in. So lots of opportunities coming your way, I feel like. And don't forget to go within and feel them out. Don't need to answer right away. especially if it's just like too good to be true. I mean, just that's a program to delete. Just take it as it is and feel it out. Okay, I feel like your ships are coming in quick here, which is why it's really important to kind of master this discernment, this checking in with self um, ness. Okay, we've got the Empress at the bottom here, and she is attracting all of the things. She's abundant. She's, yeah, radiating and holding fast the frequency of love, of joy, of appreciation, gratitude, and all of the things. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, she's shining. She's the one that draws in the people, the supporting um, elements, right? Like your soul tribe. Okay, so Judgment. This is like a rebirth. You are like the phoenix being reborn. This is your new life here. This is that new slate, right? You've already painted over the canvas, and you're starting to use your intuition and create something beautiful and empowering that every time you look at it when you wake up, you're like, yes, and woo, and woo, and all of the things that just sets you right at the start, right? And even helps reprogram your brain to be a receiver of your abundance and joy and gorgeous, gorgeous things. And this is a big deal, you know, if you've come from a place where you just said yes to everything, right? It's like just because somebody's giving you attention, you're open to them. And not everybody who gives you attention has the right intention, right? There was I'm just having this memory. I was out dancing with my little sister, and this I watched this guy kind of peruse the room, check it out, look around, do all these things, like being real shifty dude, right? And he comes over to my sister and he starts giving her some attention, and she laps it up right away. And anyway, she tries to like this guy latches onto her, and I'm, you know, they're dancing together, but his eyes are wandering all over the room still, and so I had to cock block that. Sorry, I just did. You know, I'm the big sister. I'm supposed to do these kinds of things, but she was. I tried to just tell her straight up, and she's just like, "No, what are you talking about? No, he's fine. It's awesome. He likes me," kind of thing. And eventually, I just had to cut it right up the source. I'm like, "Dude, get out of here before I kill you." No, I didn't. Well, maybe I might have. I was a different person back then, but you know what I mean. Like he didn't have. He just was looking for something, and she just was open to anything, really. I guess, as we all have been there, right? Well, I don't know. I can only speak from my experience. I've definitely been there. Okay, judgment. Yes, judged worthy and having a new chance at life. And this could be something that you're realizing. This is something that's this realization of your ability to not only paint over the past um, inheritance that used to fill you with dread every time you looked at it, but also choose what image you replace it with. That could be what's coming in, what's happening behind the scenes. This like revelation of self, right? And then you're like, "Yay, I'm free. I can run with things." And then you're like, "I got a great idea. This is what I'm going to paint," right? Okay, so we've got the Hierophant and excess. So this is the Hierophant means a lot of things. Okay, the Hierophant is like self masteries, in a position of being able to see all of the pieces of the parts in and how they connect and make a whole, kind of thing. It's also giving me this ocular vibe of like seeing through the third eye. So again, like this is the mastery, but it's also like someone who is educated, someone who has studied and sought and learned, and or is in a constant state of learning. That's what makes an expert. Is they're kind of very high in the open and learning new things, right? Um, it also represents like a commitment, a dedication, um, a long, like a life commitment, right? You make a life commitment with yourself to be a student, to learn, to grow, to expand, right? To see, to know, whatever. And so that's that one. And this is having excess. This is having extra to share, um, and positioning yourself into a place where you can share freely. Okay. And I feel like your sharing is definitely going to be involved, like having more to share. It's definitely in the realm of your pentacle abundance, right? just linking it with this energy moving towards you. Because the big moon, this is like intuitive, but it could be something coming to you that's going to give you excess to share. Okay. And your level of expertise, I feel like it's connected to the people and your shining and being seen and heard, right? Um, the wands are action, so it's like it could be like you're communicating, you're speaking, and so you're speaking from a level of expertise, right? And an inner knowing. So there's a connection with the inner knowing card there as well. And this overflow, this abundance, this sharing, um, gorgeousness. You're a people. Okay. So this is the garden, reaping what you've sown, being independent, and maintaining that. I feel like that's like your sanctuary. This is where you go within and check and feel and see and know and recharge and all of the things. Okay. This is like your charge dock. Okay. Whatever that is for you. And I think this is an important part to this process here, where your sparks of creation comes, where you sort out all your thoughts, your ideas, everything, and where you maintain this momentum, emotional regularity. Okay. And then the things happening behind the scenes, well, they're definitely in your garden, right? All those seeds that you have planted, your intentions and stuff like that, they are growing. Okay. Let's get a fairy card. Ask the fairies for their beautiful, beautiful wisdom and have them come in and tell us something we already intuitively know, confirm something that helps and guides and supports, and all of the above. Okay. Kathy? Okay. Let's see. Oh, that was quick. Oh, there's a couple in there. We've got the Singer of Healing. Ooh, Death. I haven't seen the Death Fairy card. And the Rar. Cool. Okay, let's see what we got here. So I just want to go right to death. There we go. Natural, timely endings, release, and liberation. Something has reached a natural ending, and there is substantial and irrevocable change in the works. This change may be inner or outer, most likely both. It is timely and natural, but there will be much resistance to it. There may be. Leaves fall every autumn. In the spring, the trees are green again with new leaves. Make room for the new in your life. Let the old go lovingly, gently, and willingly. And this is important to all states of balance, right? This is also the recognition of the death of that painting, right? That you have or are in process of painting over, whether it's, painting it white to prepare it for the new painting or however you're doing it, right? But you are actively rewriting your environment, okay? And so for new to be born, old has to be released. So death is a very, very key balancing point for all of this. Okay. And I feel like, yeah, the more you release willingly, lovingly, and all that, the faster your energy moves to bring in the new. Okay. And then what's this guy? The rar. No way, that's so funny. Wild energy and pure potential. Gorgeous. Okay. I guess I have to do the backstory here. Once upon a time, there were three pink boys, more or less, and Rar, who all played in Brian's son Toby's bedroom. They liked the midnight tea parties, the magical ambiance, and of course, they liked Toby. Unfortunately, the pink boys got too rowdy, and Brian had to throw them out into the garden, which was where they belonged anyways. The Rar learned from the experience in a Rarish way, and it quieted down a bit during the midnight hours. Rars are not naughty or wicked, just energetic. They are also not very discriminating. They like to join into whatever excitement is going on and add energy to it. In a way, they are pure potential and they potentialize whatever is happening. Rars are attracted to mobs rioting and to meditation groups rising towards ecstasy and to any other strong energy states. Rars are a bit like Tigger in the Pooh series. They bounce, they zoom, they go off on wild tangents. Brian hasn't painted a wild tangent yet, as far as I know, but I know what they look like, having encountered more than my share. Brian must be the artist of the cards. Okay. Think of the roar as a growling dog, the roar of an engine revving up, the roar of a purring cat, and the arr in arg. As I say, roars don't discriminate. It is up to us to do that. They put a live spark into whatever's happening. It is our choice what we do with it. Okay, very interesting. A RAR in your cards encourages you to be especially attentive to what you are doing with your energy and intentions. Excellent. Don't get carried away by the RAR's bouncy enthusiasm, but do take advantage of the energy. You can accomplish a great deal with the energy being made available to you. This is a good time. Look at all this energy. This is a good time. Note that the RAR is not grounded and is not meant to be, but humans need to keep their feet firmly on the earth. When you encounter the RAR, breathe slowly, center, earth yourself, be clear about your objectives, and then go for them. Beautiful. I feel like the RAR is attached to this energy here. And I'm going to put death behind this Knight of Cups because this Knight of Cups is en route delivering a message, right? And if it's a like once we release something old, we allow space for the new. So like new ideas to come in too, right? So that's why I'm putting that there. And this RAR is attached to this energy. Although I guess it could be here and this could maintain here because that kind of makes sense. It's still attached to that, but it's like the unseen, right? When you release something, well, unless it's physical, I guess you notice a space where there wasn't one. But anyways, okay, none of that matters. Okay. And then we have 10. This is the healer's card, and its presence in a reading may speak of healing to be given or of healing to be received. Interesting. The circumstances and processes of reaching well being may seem easy or they may bring great challenges. In either case, we are asked to participate in our own healing as we are strengthened by this singer. More usually, this singer speaks of both giving and receiving because we cannot truly and freely give without receiving as well. Healing is something that flows through us, not from us, and as such, we are inevitably affected by its passage. Drawing this card tells us of both a need and an opportunity for healing others and perhaps others as well. Healing ourselves and perhaps others as well. As Warren, one of my teachers, said, healing is not something you do, it's something you are. Well, that's gorgeous. And yeah, definitely attached to this like being the learner and the teacher, right? Being the expert and then the speaking your truth and sharing with others with those. And so I feel like this is attached to that area for sure. Beautiful. I like the RAR. Look at them. Not grounded. Just ready to be excited about whatever everybody's excited about. Yeah, be intentional with your thoughts and where your energy flows because you've got RAR hanging around you, intensifying it all. Okay. There's our mushroom cards. Hee, the wrinkled peach mushroom and Amanita. All right. Okay, so wrinkled peach came out yesterday's reading. If you want to, you may resonate with yesterday's reading. And then Amanita. Okay, we're going to do 23, wrinkled peach mushroom. This is a mushroom that represents something so unique it is in its own class. This may represent you, someone you know, or something you are working on, something so stunning that you can't put it into a category. Unique can also be rare, and with rarity, there can also be obstacles. Just as the wrinkled peach mushroom has become scarce due to the lack of elm trees, so too could you become obsolete if your sustenance or support runs out. Being unique obviously has its plus side as well, because with rarity comes a need to protect it so it doesn't disappear. Unique minds and people are way showers and can change the world. This is sometimes outcast for not conforming or being the same as the rest of the crowd. But when their beauty or wisdom is seen, they become noticeable for all the right reasons. Being unique takes strength to stand on your own, to make your own path and not bend to peer pressure. Uniqueness is a strength, not a disability or weakness. Find what makes you unique and stand fully in your power. The world doesn't need more vanilla, it needs way showers and creativity to change how we see and do things. Uniqueness is a gift. Make sure you use it well. Bring what makes you you into everything you do, and you will draw to you the people who resonate with this energy. This is your unique medicine, okay? This is that healing by shining, being seen, in speaking your truth, and, sharing what you know. Okay. 16. Amanita. Expanded awareness. Because a mascaria is used to alter your consciousness to help you access other planes of existence, this card represents the need to raise your consciousness to a higher level. It is time to see things from a higher and less physical perspective and a time of spiritual growth. It is time to rise up and let go of the restraints that keep you thinking inside the square. It is also time to think and see things clearly, completely differently. The amanita does not decompose what it rises from, which is unusual for a mushroom. This is most likely due to its relationship with the pine tree, where what it once used to do is no longer required. Have you formed a relationship with something or someone where something you used to do is no longer necessary? What is your purpose now? Are you needing to look at the value you offer in a relationship and see where you both work together, or is it more of a one sided feeling? Red is also a color that usually spells out danger. Eating amanita is not recommended. So this card may be a sign of something to look out for, a warning that you shouldn't partake of something unless it is done in the right manner for the right reasons. Anything can be a poison if not used properly or not handled with respect. Tread carefully and keep an open mind, okay? And I feel like this goes over in this area with your discernment and going in and checking in. All of the checkings. Oh my goodness, it's so long. Okay. I am going to see if any of the okay, the oyster. The oyster came out. Let's see it. Okay, last message. Oyster. Patient secret keeper hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it is important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it that you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, griping, and clams up. To bring into balance, share something. Okay? Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay, there's the reading. There is all of the beautiful messages for today. Hopefully, there was some juicy things for you to nibble on and to stick in your crock pot and let marinate. And as it will, as you do, as it will, as you will, and all that. And so, have a good one. Whatever you're doing, make it awesome. You are awesome. And live intentionally. You got this. Yeah, love you. Thanks for being here.